Say, big time players step up in big games. All the criticizing, all that, it's over, baby. Big time players step up in big games.
Big one. So listen, another new segment we're gonna bring to it, man. I want to talk about. We're gonna look back at some of the Cane teams, and because I think sometimes we don't look back and then look at the roster and then think about who the kids are now and say like, wow, we had these kids on one team. Like, what happened? How did they only win 8 games? So one year we want to look back to, what's the year we played Appalachian State with? 2016 we played Appalachian State. And we can kind of remember that roster. I know right off the bat, we had Amar Richards.
We had Kaya.
Stacy Coley. Brad Kaya, 3 NFL players.
Joku.
The running backs was, what, Mark Walton, right?
Yerby.
Yep. Joe Yerby.
Yeah, Yerby, Walton, and
Gus Edwards. Another
freshman Amon Richards.
Right, another NFL. Okay. And we had Njoku.
Yeah, Braxton Berrios.
We had Njoku. We still
Chris
on
Herndon.
We still on offense.
Still on offense.
we still on the offense.
A lot of NFL guys on that team. Was Trevor Darling on that team? No.
Trevor Darling was on the team.
He was on that team.
We still on the offense. We ain't said nothing about offensive line.
Trevor Darling top 10 pick?
No. You talking about Eric Flowers.
My bad. Flowers. Okay.
Eric Flowers, number 1 pick.
Flowers
first round pick.
Okay.
Right. No, Eric Flowers was on that team.
Flowers was on that team.
Flowers was on the team. Duke was on the team. Duke wasn't on that team. Duke was on the team.
Duke left the year before.
That's what I'm thinking about. Flowers in. Flowers on that team.
Flowers left the year after.
Right. So and I bring that up to say, and that's just the offense. On defense, we had Corn Elder. The linebackers were young.
Shaq and Pinkney was starting.
We had Jackson. We had Jackson. He's in the league, right? The cornerback.
Michael Jackson.
Yep.
Mike Jackson. No, Mike Jackson was there, but he wasn't even starting. Remember you had
Was that his junior year he started?
What's my man Burns? Artie Burns was there.
Yeah, Artie Burns.
You had Jenkins at safety. You had
We had Norton on D-line.
Norton.
Jamal Carter.
Jaquan
Johnson.
No, Jaquan wasn't there yet.
He what?
He came.
And how many games did we win that year? How many games we won?
Oh, you know what? Jaquan was there. He was a freshman.
That's what I thought.
We won 9 games that year.
How many games we won that year?
We won 9.
9 games. No coastal.
We started out 4-0. Then we went on a 4-game losing streak. Some odd reason.
Some odd reason.
Wow.
Listen, let me put this up. 2017, right? 2016. Right, so yeah, we started off good. We beat the mess out of Georgia Tech. They was undefeated, right? And then we lost to Florida State.
We lost that, then we just kept losing on after that.
Well, that was a Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook ate us up every year. No, 2019.
Oh, we should have won that game. Rick first year.
Yeah. Should have won that game.
Was Rick first year, right? We should have won that game.
Kick got blocked. Remember Stacey Coley threw the pick pass and Stacey Coley.
Oh, that's the game we were just talking about.
Yeah,
with Berrios. Berrios should have scored.
Bad pick in the far end zone. Yeah, we almost lost.
Then North Carolina come down, put up 20 on us in the first half, and beat us 20-13. We lose to them.
It just derailed.
Trubisky killed us that game. I remember that game, right? He was on fire that game.
We put him in the league.
Yeah, we put him in the league.
So that's what we seem to have been doing. We seem to have been doing that last decade.
We put him in the league.
Putting quarterbacks in the league.
No, but Mr. Trubisky was on fire that game. I remember being at that game and like, oh boy, like I didn't really know who he was.
Nobody knew who he was.
Right.
After us.
Yeah, we put him right on the Bears. So then after that, so they lose to North Carolina. Then we go to Virginia Tech. And then Virginia Tech put a whooping on us.
Smoke us. Notre Dame smoke us next.
Virginia Tech had who? Evans was the quarterback. McMillan was the running back. And so now that's 3 in a row. Mm-hmm. And we just named how many pro NFL players? At least
about 20.
About 20 NFL players on the squad. And that's what I'm saying. Like, recruiting and talent has always been at the University of Miami. I'm sure we can. We're going to keep doing this every show. I'm sure we can go to a lot of rosters, and a lot of rosters. If you look at them on the high end, it's like they look like 15, 10 NFL players on the roster, and then you look at who they're playing in the ACC. On average, how many do you think you can find on North Carolina and Pittsburgh? And
Maybe 6.
6 on average. You think
I
about
would
6?
say, I'm gonna say, if you look at teams like that, just say an average. I would give them 15. 15 guys out of the 80-man roster, or how many is 85?
You think?
That's a lot, bro.
You think they have 15?
15, yeah.
That's a lot.
Like, and that's just average. You know what I'm saying?
I see what he's trying to say. He's saying because it's all 4 years. Because we were just naming
it's all 4
freshmen, you
years,
name
yeah.
it. But I think it is a lot though.
That's a lot.
I think it's a lot.
That's like 18.
I mean,
that's
but-
like 20% of the roster of NFL players. I don't see
That's a lot. Think about that. If
I mean, it's possible though.
if an average, but think about it,
mean,
if
you
it was
gonna
average,
freshman
you
50
that mean you put in
I mean,
4
okay.
players in the league every draft. If you win,
Okay, now.
and I don't think they putting 4 players. in the league.
Now look at it like this.
I don't think Wake Forest putting 4 players.
Okay,
in
now
the
look
league.
at it like this. Okay, now look at you on roster. You on the average a year, we're sending about 7 to 8 every year, and we down. That's down.
You know, you ain't count your draft. You count both drafted and unrestricted and undrafted.
No, I'm talking
free agents,
drafted.
too.
Drafted. I ain't
Oh,
even
drafted.
count undrafted.
Okay.
And that's on the average down here. So the talent gap has closing a little bit in the ACC. Carolina's sending 4 a year, probably like that. Pittsburgh, you're gonna do 4, 5 maybe.
UM sent what this year? 3,
No,
3, 4?
Last year,
Yeah,
3.
3.
5. Yeah, Shaq, DJ.
Shaq, DJ.
He wasn't drafted. 6. We had just 3 guys.
None of them. A lot of them went free agency. It was like 3.
Oh wow.
Remember Trace didn't get drafted?
Tracy didn't get right. It was
Garvin got drafted. It was Garvin, Shaq.
Garvin, Shaq,
Who else?
Garvin, Shaq, DJ Dallas.
DJ Dallas.
Oh yeah, wow.
Yeah. It was
We
on
done had some years where it was just 2.
right. I think you being overzealous.
No, you know,
the players going to the league.
previous-
We're gonna take a
year-
look at that. We're gonna
the
take a
previous
look
year,
at that.
The previous year we sent like 6.
We sent 6 to the. Last year, FIU put somebody in the NFL before we did. I think they quarterback, right?
And it's a couple teams that put teams before you, man.
Right. So no, I mean we'll do that. We'll look back every now and then and look at these teams now.
We had 4. KJ Osborne.
Osborne, so it was 4.
4.
Yeah.
So how I forget KJ Osborne. That man's an amazing story. Yeah. So to say some of the kids are young. So okay, so Amar Richard was a freshman, but Amar Richard balled out as a freshman, didn't he?
No, I was going back to his point. He right.
What? It put 4. What are you talking about?
2017, we put about 7, 8.
In 17?
We're like 1, 2, 3.
I'm saying like
4,
we've
5,
been
6,
sending
7,
players
8,
to the
9.
NFL. We
Right.
doing it. It's like
2018.
we had talent. The talent level at UM alone should get you 8 wins. The coaching comes along should get you the other 4.
Good luck with that.
But for some odd reason, we can't get over that hump, man. 2017, where we was 10-0 before we got there.
In North Carolina?
Man,
I think the biggest
Coaching.
thing with talent, it ain't never the recruiting talent, it's the coaching talent. And that go back to 83 with Schnellenberg. Schnellenberg was the head coach of Miami Hurricane, but people forget, he was the genius OC of the 72 Dolphins. He was the OC of that team. So he came with a different type of swag, a different type of knowledge. He's an excellent coach. Then we went from what? Schnellenberger to who? Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy.
Right.
He's one of the guys that helped revolutionize the 4-3 defense, right? Started taking guys who were big linebackers, making them D linemen, D ends, and guys who were big safeties, making them linebackers. Master motivator, excellent coach again, coaching talent.
he had an excellent staff, man.
Look what them
He had
guys went on
excellent
his staff. They became head coaches. And you go from Dennis to who? I mean, go from Jimmy to who's Dennis.
Dennis just kept the train moving. He just kept it moving.
Not even that. Remember he was running shoe. Nobody
Yeah,
was
yeah,
running that.
when he brought the running shoe.
That's
that was
coaching
yeah,
talent.
yeah,
Again,
yeah.
that's a guy that's revolutionized, almost like the Funny Gummer for Spurrier. You know what I'm saying?
See, look at that.
And with that Miami talent, another genius coach, right?
2020, that's North Carolina won. But I guess on the average, you can say maybe you were kind of, that's
Well, I was
3
saying like
the last
4.
3 years. But then this was your boy right here though. This was That was
Butch Davis? No,
that was Butch Davis, wasn't it?
No, Butch Davis.
Butch Davis was.
But Butch Davis, all this was Butch Davis, right?
No, Butch Davis been out of North Carolina
How
for
long?
like. Butch Davis stopped in North Carolina like 2011 maybe.
11?
But again, back to the coaching thing. Then you go from Dennis to what? Butch.
Right.
Butch. He's been around great coaches. He's a master at developing talent, master evaluator of talent. He can look at a kid and see what they're going to be
Right.
3-4 years. And he's also a master at great coaches. His network of coaches. This is what we don't talk about enough. A head coach's network of coaches that they can pull from, that they can hire from. You're only as good as that. If you don't have enough guys that you can go get at a great coach that you can go
Right.
pull that willing to work with you, you're gonna be messed over. That's what messed over Randy.
Right.
He.
Most young coaches, that's what mess them over. They don't have a network of coaches.
But if that young coach go be 0-10 somewhere, 2-5 before they get to their D1 program, they 30 years old, they've established a network.
Right.
In Randy's case, he was a player at Miami, became a player coach at Miami. With the Dolphins as his linebacker coach, and then got the Miami Hurricanes DC job. So he paid dues, but not the normal
Right.
dues. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so you go from Butch, who's a master at developing talent.
Master at developing talent.
Master at
Let's
finding
stop
great
at Butch
coaches.
right there, Butch. Everybody, people always say that Butch is some heck of a recruiter, right? And I always say it's not recruiting. It's developing talent. It's obvious because he did it at North Carolina. He's doing it at FIU. It's the people who he surrounds himself with. Somehow he has some talent to get coaches around him. And I don't know what his system is. Maybe he just do because he took Aubrey Hill. Maybe he just take a bunch of winning coaches. You know what I'm saying? And give them jobs. And that's his. But it's developing kids. It's developing kids. It's not being able to recruit kids. It's developing them once they get there.
He was one of his biggest hires when he got to Miami. You remember?
No.
World-renowned strength and conditioning coach to this day.
Oh, Swayze.
Swayze.
No. For Swayze.
At Butch. I mean.
Who's that? Tommy Moffitt, the LSU president.
Yeah.
Butch hired him at Miami. People
Right.
forget that. And Swayze work up under him and learn from him and keep that train
Right.
going. Butch just knows good. He just knows great coaches. If you go look at his staff from the Cleveland Browns, even the
I mean,
Hurricanes.
but Butch comes from Jimmy Johnson. So
Right.
he, like you said, that coaching, he come from that staff where they got good coaches with them. They gonna go get other good coaches. And you do it like that.
A
So
lot of that staff in Miami, them dudes became head coaches, right? A lot of them,
Lot
dudes,
of
even
them.
Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
Todd Bowles on his staff at Cleveland Browns.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Tommy Tuberville,
Oh,
you know
man.
what I'm saying? Ed Orton was on the staff.
That's right.
Like,
Chud was on
you know,
staff.
Yeah, see, all these.
Mario was on staff. All these dudes
head
head coaches
coaches.
now.
You know what I'm saying?
I
crazy.
speak. I talk to a coach who coaches with him now, every now and then, and the coach who coaches with him now has done some amazing things. Won a state championship at Carol City. They hadn't won in forever. He's amazed at Butch Davis, and he says it. He says, man, he's sharp. Like he's sharp. He's on top of everything. Like he's very organized. So for him to say that about Butch, you know what I'm saying, is you can only imagine that. For him to make an impression on him like that, it's like wow. So yeah, I mean, but UM has benefited from some awesome coaching.
Great coach. I mean, think about who the DB coach was when Butch was here. Chuck Pagano. He was the head coach of the
Head
Colts.
coach, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Man,
Greg
you know-
Schiano was a DC at one point in time.
Both NFL coaches, right?
NFL head coaches.
Right.
Butch Davis had them on the staff together as assistants.
Right,
We
right.
haven't benefited from coaches in a while, though. So.
Who's our last assistant to go pro? Tim Warren?
No, Fish, right?
I'm sorry,
No, not
Fish.
Fish. No.
Fish.
Oh, assistant. Al Golden in the pros now, ain't he?
That's the good old boy network. There you go. That's right.
Fish.
Yeah, Fish.
It may be somebody.
But he came-
No,
Fish
Thomas
kinda-
Brown. Thomas
yeah,
Brown with the
Fish kinda
Rams.
came from- That's right, Tommy Brown.
Yeah, Thomas Brown with the Rams.
Right, he did a
Yeah.
good job, too.
Yeah, you do a good job. All right.